All right. Good morning and happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to our biweekly Eastside Wrap meeting, where we discuss homelessness concerns related to the east side of the city of Santa Barbara. My name is Landon Rank. I'm the Associate Director of SB Act. I'm glad to see you all here today. I have a couple of general things to share before we get started with our check-ins. So let me pull up my screen. Just wanted to start. I realize this is a little small, but we had a really nice walk over on the Cacique Street area this last Monday with several different service providers and police and city staff, and I think had a few really good conversations with businesses in the area. Anybody who is there want to share more, Barbara or others?
Yeah, I think for me, it was really, once again, affirmative to know the differences between, individuals who are frequenting outside of path that are clients of path versus those who are not. The type of activity that happens even when police are present, even when a big group like us were present. Continue to empathize, obviously, with the businesses in the region. And I know Susie's here. We spoke with the Ramirez family while we were walking through. But there were, I would say, a lot of improvements just in terms of cleanliness. We placed a new trash barrel in front of the Ramirez business. And actually the feedback was really positive. And we've increased power washing along the sidewalk. So again, I know individuals that frequent the area and the impacts to the neighborhood, but the city continues to increase our resources and prioritization in the region as well. So conversations, like I said, very enlightening, very informative. There were two individuals that CityNet was following up with to make connections and referrals, also to prioritize them for housing that supports medical recuperative care, ongoing medical recuperative care, which again was really helpful. So Monday we had the walk. Tuesday we have what we call our South County Coordinated Outreach Team meeting, where we're able to prioritize individuals for care and for referrals. And so two individuals were brought up during that conversation as a result of the walk.
So it really took up most of our time just to visit with a handful of businesses. So this is definitely a neighborhood we'll do another walk again, besides all that I know that our outreach staff are already doing on that street in particular. Just a couple of dates to put in front of you all. Our next Eastside Wrap meeting will be 2 weeks from today, and Monday, December 11th at noon, we'll have sort of a general meeting with everyone about what's going on in homelessness in South County. So this is an update about some of the different projects that have been undertaken since our first general meeting in September. One thing I don't have on here, I didn't know whether Path is doing a neighborhood cleanup this month because of the Thanksgiving holiday. So I don't know, Chris or Liz, if you're able to share.
That is a very good question that I should have the answer to. I haven't heard of it being canceled, but now I will confirm that and send you something with details.
No problem. And then I just wanted to make a plug. We have these really nice little business cards. I don't have one right next to me right now, with all the different outreach phone numbers for Eastside, State Street, different regions throughout the city, as well as a QR code to the full resource guide of like where to report an encampment, where to report if it's a mental health concern. So if you'd like any business cards, please feel free to email me and let me know, and we're happy to come bring some to you, and we can give you a stack or whatever you think would be helpful for your staff. So with that, let's start with some check-ins from our outreach staff. Why don't we start with Odin today?
Thanks, Landon. Just a brief update for y'all this week. I'm still focusing outreach and case management on Cacique Street right now. It actually rained in, so I'm just constantly just been focusing right there on this street. I've got two people right now I'm hyper focused on. I'm getting into Dignity Moves, and it's taken a big collaborative effort between me, CityNet, Public Health to get all their ducks in a row before they can enter in there. I've also got 2 people successfully entered into shelter over the past 2 weeks, and one of the big highlights so far has been successfully getting one of my pregnant youths on my caseload, possible housing opportunity coming into the new year. She's very, very excited about this, and right now I just got to submit one last little bit of paperwork, and then just kind of get the ball rolling there. Still working on case management, still hitting my beats as per usual. But besides that, things are going as they've been so far. So
Now, Odin, I saw the blue van, the tire is fixed and the car was washed.
I know it's looking
Yeah.
good.
So I was like, okay. Incremental progress, I guess.
Incremental, slowly but surely.
Thank you, Odin. All right, let's go to Good Samaritan.
Hey, Landon, is there a waiting area for this? Rachel's been trying to get in.
There is a waiting area, but there's no one in there right now. Oh, here she is just now. As you said it, her name
Okay.
popped up.
No worries. So for just the updates, we've just been just kind of going throughout our area, the upper portion of the east side, just handing out waters and food bags, just kind of tending to individuals that are there. We don't have any clients that are enrolled in ARPA services. Go on mute. We don't have, sorry, it's gonna echo.
I'm just gonna leave because I put mute and unmute.
Sorry about that. Yeah, we don't have any actively enrolled clients in that area. We do have one. Liz, I did see your email and CityNet in regards to that client. We've just been trying to locate that individual. It's east side of State Street, so I'm not sure if that's considered for this meeting, but that is an update that we are working with an individual.
Thanks, Fernando. And CityNet. Sarai, you're still muted. I'm not sure if you were trying to share.
Sorry about that. Can we circle back? I'm on the phone with the client.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you.
One thing while we're waiting that I've gotten a couple questions about has been the warming centers. And so I don't know whether either Good Samaritan or Jet or someone from the city would be able to share any updates on that. I know it's been hard to recruit faith communities after this last winter had so many rainy days, but I'm not sure if someone is able to share an update.
That would be me, Landon. I'm actually, just for those of you who don't know, Fernando Silva with Good Samaritan Shelter. I am the coordinator for the warming centers down here, as well as Carpinteria. We will be opening, so if the weather meets the threshold, if it comes to that, November 15th will be the first day we will be opening. If the weather allows us to open. For those who don't know, the warming centers are basically pop-up shelters that open up overnight due to the inclement weather. We typically last year, we were able to serve an average of about 45 individuals each night. So it's kind of nice getting to serve those who are very much in need and taking advantage of the resources that are in our community.
And Fernando, who should people contact if they have a space that they're willing to offer? Because we understand that we're always looking for more spaces.
Yeah, so as far as clients go, we don't reserve any beds. The warming center is strictly first come, first serve. There has been nights where we do have to cram in a little tighter. We try not to turn away anyone. But there's been times where we're just at capacity. We just crammed in like 60 people into a really small building, but when that does happen, we try to connect them somewhere else. So if you guys, when the time comes, we have individuals who are seeking shelter are able to get on site at 5 o'clock. That'll be standard for any location. The churches and places that we've been working with are pretty strict this time that they don't want anyone lingering around earlier than that. That's just because most of these places have childcare that go on till about 5, and then they let us use that space. So I could just tell you guys to urge individuals to get there. I don't have the hotline number that's normally available to check in, but it would be best to just call the hotline, and then that'll give you the address of where the location is, and we'll be there.
And I'm sorry, Fernando, I meant like if someone has a church that might be willing to offer space, who should they contact?
Sorry about that. That would be
No, it's
either
okay.
myself or Brian Halterman. I could put I'll put our contact information in the chat.
Great, thank you. And there's another question in the chat about what are some of the current locations?
So the current locations that I'm able to share would be the United, the First Presbyterian Church, the Unitarian Society. Hold on, let me pull up an email. I'll tell you guys right now. Just give me a second. I'll put them down in the chat as well.
That's great. Thank you. And then why don't we go to let's see, is Joao still on the call, or Chris, if there's any updates from the city?
Oh yeah. We don't have too many things to update on other than we have been increasing the level of service down on Cacique and that surrounding area, increasing the power washing in particular. Still trying to address some of the issues on well, that's actually outside of this area, so that's the main update for that.
Thanks, Chris. And then Sarai, should we circle back to you later, or do you want to share? We'll come back to Sarai. So let's go ahead and open it up for members of the community to share concerns or questions. And I want to start with an email we got from Rich Block with the zoo. He said, please pass along our appreciation to Joao Ruiz at the city for helping us with an encampment nearby in the Union Pacific right away. He was a big help, in all caps. Thanks to all who are making a difference to everyone in our community. So please pass that along to Joao.
I will, absolutely. Good to hear that all worked out well.
Yeah. All right. Let's open it up for community questions or concerns.
Good morning, everyone. Just wanted to thank you for the increased power washing. I can also appreciate the extra trash can. Being that trash never stops for us, but I do still see like some new individuals that are loitering around our front of the building, as well as on the opposite side near the post office. And I'm not sure if I don't think these individuals are PATH clients. They look fairly new to the area. So anyway, I don't know what kind of outreach can be done, but they look like they're struggling, being chemically with, drugs and alcohol. The other thing I've noticed too is a lot more animals with these individuals. So it's kind of hard to see them struggling, living on the street with also lots of animals with them. So, but again, do appreciate the power washing, because our employees are noticing that that you all are trying. So thank you.
Hi, Susie. I can follow up with the individuals, and they are new to the area, recently released from an institution, and I'm currently working with them, but they're very difficult. To put it bluntly, they don't take me seriously. So You know, just kind of waiting for a day when it's just like, okay, I'm tired of this stuff. I've heard on the street that you help people out, Odin. Let's see if I can get resources. But till then, just kind of, you know, keeping that constant presence about constant presence on Cacique's about. So hopefully one of these days they just kind of reach out to me instead of me asking and then getting that rebuff. So yeah, I just got to keep on being out there, and then one of these days, hopefully, you know, maybe the elements or they have a bad trip, you know, they come and reach out.
Yeah, it's sad to watch again, right? And I've talked about this, especially with, you know, us bringing in new hires and so forth, and just the loitering and also leaving at night. I mean, my team doesn't leave until like 6:30 or 7 at times, and um, some of the individuals look pretty rough. So uh, it's just, you know, like again, it takes a village, and we just need to stay on top of it. So thank you.
Liz?
Hello, just curious if anybody has any connections to like any resource that would be able to support with like boarding an animal overnight. So I know that there are some animals out here that there's actually an individual who is choosing to sleep on the sidewalk instead of uh, in a bed indoors because she has too many animals to bring indoors because some belong to someone else. And so we're trying to figure out, like, is there a place that we would be able to, that the animals could go just overnight, so that would then make it so she would be able to go indoors as we search for a more permanent solution for housing for the owner of those dogs with the dogs. Does anybody have any connections?
The Santa Barbara County Animal Services is emergency boarding for up to 2 weeks, but it wouldn't be that she can go back and forth and then drop, you know, the animals at night just for overnight. But if there's receptivity, just, you know, for a couple of weeks to see what can be possible in terms of finding an alternative, we can facilitate that.
Liz, have you also ever connected with Care for Paws? That would be the other. They don't offer that specifically, but they,
Yeah.
I believe, have helped people to connect to those kind of things in the past, at least on individual case by case basis.
Well, then, Landon, I'm thinking with just the number of animals, if we could just bring that to the attention of Care for Paws for their mobile response, and perhaps they can facilitate, you know, a level of connection and rapport that maybe these individuals will be open to boarding.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's noticeably increased, and it's really heartbreaking to watch these poor animals. I mean, they also look kind of lost in their life. And I'm sure these individuals are using them as, you know, companionship, but it just, I mean, they need help themselves. And, you know, it's really hard to watch, and there's a lot more. So, I mean, I think just educating Care for Paws and some of the other, um, you know, nonprofits that probably could support or educate, or, you know, I don't know. It seems like there's a lot more pets on the street with these individuals.
Well, and if they can help to build any more trust too with the individuals, then maybe the individuals, you know, ideally will become more receptive to going indoors. So
Landon, let me know if you want to facilitate that, or if you want
yeah, no,
tonight a follow up. Yeah,
I'm happy to. I can
Okay.
email, and I'll CC you and Liz.
Great.
Chris, did you have your hand up earlier? Chris Barros. Oh, you're muted, Chris. Chris, you're muted. There you go.
Oh,
Sorry,
sorry.
was that for me? Oh.
No. Chris Barros.
My apologies. Yes, I don't see anybody on the call from the rescue mission today, but I don't know if the NNC on Wednesdays still offers clothing available for the people experiencing homelessness or not. It seems I've seen personally some people that are in need of more clothing or asking about more clothing. And of course, I'm aware of Catholic Charities on Haley and the Unity Shop on Chapala and Father Virgil's up on Upper State or wherever they are. But I
Yes.
don't know about the NNC if they, I know when they first opened up, they did, because I went to the first few NNCs there. Does anyone know?
Yes, they do. I'm not sure if it's pulled out every single week, but I can confirm that this week.
Sweet. Okay, that was it. Thanks.
Yeah. Since Sarai is back, why don't we circle back to her to give a quick update?
Hi, good morning. So this week we checked in with a couple of folks around Path. They're interested in shelter. One is primarily interested in a sober center, just for personal reasons. And then the other one, we're trying to figure out what route we can plan for her. And then aside from that, we completed service requests that we received from the community and updated fulcrum for those. We will be following up in the next week as well. And then just general outreach in the area, offering folks shelter and offering snack packs. And that's pretty much it.
Great, thank you. Any other community concerns or questions? I see Fernando put the warming center information as well as the contact info in the chat window.
On that note as well, if you guys know of anyone who is looking to maybe work or help out at the warming centers, we are actively looking. So just a good way to reach out is just email me, and I will get you in touch with the right person.
What kind of volunteers are you looking for?
We're not looking for volunteers. It would be more or less people that we don't, due to the privacy and everything, we don't take volunteers for the warming centers. It's you'd be actually paid for kind of to help out. So it's a paid kind of job, but it's as needed. Obviously, the weather, we can't schedule you, but you are guaranteed a minimum of 4 hours each week. So that's a plus. If anyone's looking for an extra side job or something, let me know.
Susie put, it's a great opportunity for students for community service. I don't know how that works with the payment as well, but definitely good info to pass along. Right. Well, thank you everyone for being here today. Enjoy your extra hour of sleep this weekend. And if you're a service provider, stick around. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.